Super quick, delicious beef stir fry. Let's go. So here's some of what goes into it. An assortment of vegetables that I like to eat, garlic and shallots, salt to flavor it. I'm going to use both coconut oil and ghee, but you could use one or the other. And then, of course, some sirloin steak. I'm going to make a beautiful sauce, which is very easy. It's got coconut aminos, which is an absolute Whole30 must-do, sesame oil, orange juice, ginger, water, and a little arrowroot. So I'm looking for about 5 ounces a person, and you can, nice thing is you can increase with this recipe and just sort of add. Whenever you're doubling a recipe though, double the vegetables and the beef, but probably not the fats. People always ask me what knives I like. You know, people get giant sets. To tell you the truth, I have just a few knives I really use. I use my paring knife, I use this beautiful rocking Santoku, and I use my carving set, and that's really it. So here's my favorite way to do ginger. I like a very gentle ginger flavor, and I use this, and then I gather a whole lot of ginger, and I'm gonna squeeze it into the sauce, and I'll show you. Now I cut the beef myself, but here's the thing. Definitely go to your butcher. You can become friends with your butcher. The butcher could cut it for you. Do things to make it easy for yourself. But if you're gonna buy it, buy a little extra, because in the end, you wanna wind up with 10 ounces. Let's make a sauce. And what we're gonna do here is we're gonna make a little slurry, and don't worry, I'm gonna get all of that. And we're gonna really stir it up and have it all ready to go in the sauce. Now let's add everything. Coconut aminos, fresh orange juice, a bit of sesame oil, and watch how I do the ginger here. I put it in my hand and I squeeze, and it just gives you this lovely, gentle flavor. So I'm gonna add this now, and it's gonna thicken things up a little bit. And I cannot talk about adding a slurry without mentioning my friend at iHeartUmami.New York. I love her, she's so much fun to follow. Her recipes are amazing, she inspires me, so I gotta shout her out. Now what I'm gonna do, and I'm a little bit of a lily gilder, I'm gonna go ahead and salt the meat now because I think it's worth it. And I think it's gonna just make it brown up a little nicer. So let's start by putting all the beef on. You do it in a single layer, and I just do it about 45 seconds aside. I've got clarified butter in here. Okay, I'm flipping it over. I like a little brown on it. So that is just under 2 minutes, and let's get this all off, and then I'm gonna add the next thing in the pan. So I added a tablespoon of coconut oil, and guess what? You can use different fats, but let's scrape up all of this beautiful goodness on the bottom. It's going to be delicious. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a little sprinkle every time I cook something. Just a little sprinkle, same amount of salt, just spread it out. So I've got my coconut oil, I've got my mushrooms, and let's get sauteed. So I'm gonna add a little more coconut oil, and then let's get these peppers in here cooking. Not only is it delicious, but it's beautiful. And after a minute, I'm gonna put the pea pods in, and then every time I'm doing another sprinkle of salt. I like everything kind of on the crisp side, and you know this continues to cook. So let's add the beef back in, and don't forget that beautiful juice here. Let's get every little bit of it. So let's do this. I'm stirring up the sauce. I like to make my sauce in advance, and we don't even need to use all of it. Let's just use half of it, stir it up, and guess what? Ready to eat. So delicious. And here it is. You just pour it out. Really quick to make. Everybody runs. This smells so great with that fresh garlic and everything. And look at this beautiful sauce. I'm delighted about it. Finished product, and we cannot wait to dig in.